Hello everyone, welcome back to another reaction video. Today we are watching a Max Fosh video. I'm intrigued to see how this goes. I don't really know what it's going to be. The title is I Stole Mr. Beast's DNA to Make Cheese. Now if you don't know who Max Fosh is, this title I feel like describes him to a T. So I'm gonna get into it. I'm very intrigued. We don't have Twitch chat with us today, so make sure you show the socials a ton of love. Make sure you follow you subscribe on YouTube as well. We're trying to get to 1,000. We are that close to doing it. So yes, please do that. Let's get into the video. I'm very intrigued.
At the Sidemen charity football match, I did something that none of you noticed. Not that.
Interesting. Yeah, we all noticed that. We definitely all noticed that.
This. Do this now. This is me with a swab, and I'm about to try and steal some DNA in front of 64,000 people.
Look at all these people out here.
So I can make cheese.
Just because you've got good bacteria,
What
it doesn't
the
mean to say you're
fuck?
gonna make nice cheese.
My targets would be Mr. Beast
That was insane.
and KSI.
Shit, so he's doing KSIs
I
as well.
realised what I was doing and why I was doing it.
Does he actually manage to pull
To
this
answer
off?
that second question, let's rewind to 3 days before the match.
He knows I'm here. Now, although I might look at it, I'm not
I'm
totally crazy.
so
This
intrigued.
has been done before. They got bacteria from hands and armpits of people, put it in milk,
Right.
and then turn that milk into cheese. So this is possible. This is doable. I'm playing in the Sidemen charity match in a couple of days' time. Mr. Beast and also KSI are going to be there. So I'm thinking I make cheeses out of both of them, and I decide
on
who
earth?
makes the yummier cheese. But the big question here, why? I have the answer.
Yes, why?
These are the two creators with the biggest brands in the world. You've got Prime,
Right. Yes, agree.
and you've got Feastables.
These nuts taste so good.
Those two brands are representations of Mr. Beast and KSI. They're YouTuber
Yes.
products, but they are not products of the YouTuber. There has never been a product made from the YouTuber until now.
Incorrect. I would argue Belle Delphine bathwater was made by the YouTuber.
And I'm gonna make that with cheese. I'm gonna make cheese out of Mr. Beast and KSI. And so I think I'm gonna need swabs.
Luckily, you can get hold of anything online these days. So I went and bought some things I remembered from science class, some sterile swabs, and Petri dishes.
I cannot
and made
believe
my
this.
way
I don't know if
to
this is creepy or impressive.
Right, it's the morning of the big day. I'm playing in a football match today in front of 60,000 people, but
Pretty
also,
nuts, to be fair.
I have to try and steal Mr. Beast and KSI's DNA.
In order for this
Yeah,
to
wait,
work,
how the
I'd have
fuck
to
are you gonna
obtain
do
a
that whilst
sample
playing
of
football?
Each of the target's sweat.
Just
at
run
some
around with a
point
swab?
During the day, the more the sweat, the more bacteria. So I'd need them to be proper moist. Once I'd got their bacteria, I'd have to immediately transfer the swab to an agar-filled Petri dish, which would keep the samples alive long enough to hopefully be made into cheese.
I just need to find the
Mad.
opportunity to get the bacteria, which is going to be so hard.
As I joined the rest of the players downstairs, I was hoping to make first contact with my cheesy duo, but rather worryingly, they didn't seem to be at the team hotel.
Oh no.
Good to see you. How you doing? Yeah, good, thanks, mate.
And instead, I only seemed to be able to find people who, frankly, I had no interest in making cheese for whatsoever.
To be fair,
Family
I feel like speed cheese would have been a good one to do as well.
bonding meal, I finally got onto the bus to the stadium and I spotted my first target.
Got the Q-tip here. I mean, I could go for it now, but I don't think I will.
That'd be so
Old Beastie
weird.
Boy was a little too dry currently for me to wangle a Q-tip round his neck, but as neither KSI nor Mr. Beast were playing on my team, I was keen to make contact as soon as possible. Whilst I love a boisterous locker room full of lads as much as the next man, I had a mission to complete.
Just go out and say hello.
At this point, I was hoping just to say hello to Jimmy and JJ,
Here they are.
but they were nowhere to be seen.
I mean, has anyone told you that those shoes really suck? God, they.
I saw a lot of these shoes.
But
What
then,
what the
minutes before
fuck
the game
are
was
they?
due to start,
Are they no two
Jimmy
ways?
appeared.
What's it like out there?
It's the perfect time we just want to run out there and film stuff. No one's out there.
Okay. Amazing. Got first contact with Jimmy. He knows who I am. He knows I'm here.
With first contact made, it was time to turn my attention to the match, and as it started, so did the waiting game. With both of my ingredient factories now in sight, I just had to find
Does
the
he
right
do it
moment when they
during
were
the
nice and
game?
sweaty. So I tucked 2 sterile swabs in my sock and hit the pitch. But I had a couple of other things to take care of first.
Nice. Nice.
Are in my sock.
Fuck off.
Oh, and one more thing.
So
Despite my best
stupid.
efforts in carrying the YouTube All-Stars, we couldn't quite match the prowess of Sidemen FC. And with that, the game was over. And I'd been so distracted during the match, I now had mere moments to complete my mission.
Game just ended.
So I grabbed my swabs.
No
just went for it.
fucking way.
Oh, did really well, play, mate. It was good. You did good. Yeah, thanks, man.
Swab number 1 complete. Now on to JJ. Swab number 2 in the bag.
Well played, mate.
I don't even need to be in goal, and they can't score.
My little escapade even got caught on the live stream and no one noticed.
Charity, and that's what we've done.
With the samples gathered, the winning trophy celebration was my perfect smokescreen.
This is unreal.
All I had to do was safely apply the bacteria from my swabs to the Petri dishes. A few days later and safely back at HQ, it was
I'm
time
like
to check
flabbergasted.
This is what
This is
the boys look
amazing.
like in bacteria form. Over here, we've got JJ.
That's what grows on your skin after playing 90 minutes of football. I think KSI's got some bad bacteria. Look at Jimmy. I don't know whether that's gross or really cool.
It's
definitely gross. I don't know what I was
gross.
thinking.
Yeah, it's really
But now
gross.
that I
It's
had
really
some
fucking
live
gross.
and kicking bacteria, it was time to create the first ever real YouTuber product.
Let's go create some cheese, baby.
To do that, I'd be heading to Fen Farm Dairy to meet
So
up with
weird.
John, our helpful cheesemaker friend.
The most important thing is that those Petri dishes do not get opened, because then it genuinely becomes a biohazard. I don't want my car stinking of Mr. Beast, thank you very much.
Johnny, hello, nice to meet you. How you doing?
Yeah, good.
He's the
Johnny
poshest
was
person
owner
I've
of this
ever
cheese
heard.
Factory, and he'd be helping me transform our sweaty swabs into actual cheese.
Cheese entrance. Authorised personnel only, and apparently today that's me.
Before we could start this process, he had to check the quality of the bacteria.
This is KSI. This is Mr. Beast. What are your first thoughts by just looking at these bits of bacteria?
I would say Mr. Beast has not washed quite as well as that.
And then finally, started the
amazing.
cheese-making process.
First things first, so the bacteria of both Mr. Beast and KSI is mixed through the milk thoroughly. Have you got any sort of predictions what the flavour of KSI will be? Or
Do you want to have predictions?
here comes Mr. Beast.
Here it comes.
The next step is that we're going to send a sample from this milk tomorrow off to an accredited lab in the UK, which will test for bad bacteria.
So it's safe.
Absolutely, yeah.
So soon,
Mad, okay.
a safe cheese.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now, as excited as Johnny was to help me out, he'd be making this human cheese off-site, away from his normal produce, just in case there was a mix-up and someone got a nasty surprise at Tesco.
Milk comes through that pipe, it
Imagine.
then goes through this pasteurizer. This is where we would normally add our cultures. So that is what makes it turns it into a ferment.
As I was being filled to the brim with cheese facts, Johnny then said something really interesting.
Just because they say they're good bacteria doesn't mean to say they won't taste disgusting.
Which didn't bode well for the all-important taste
Oh, no.
test. But after helping myself to some freebies that I assumed were up for grabs, I'd only have to wait 2 weeks to see the results.
It's fungi, so
I have a parcel, and I think I know what it is. The cheeses have arrived.
Jesus.
Oh. Stinks. First YouTuber product made out of a YouTuber. Now it's time to see who wins.
Presenting the first of our
This is
YouTuber cheeses
unreal.
made from a rare South Carolinian bacteria, cheese nuts.
Cheese nuts.
And
Are you
being
taking
judged
the
alongside
piss?
it in the battle of the cheeses, a rather punchy number, Side Manchego. And
Fuck's
deciding
sake.
once and for all who would be the victor
Oh,
is
no.
legendary food critic, Matthew Fort.
I actually think this beef is perfectly flavoured for this particular dish.
In front of you, Mr. Fort, are 2 cheeses made with the bacteria from 2 human beings. Now, have you had...
I knew there was a trick here somewhere.
This one is called cheese nuts.
It's a sort of
Cheese nuts.
mousse-like texture. Whew. I don't know whether that's the human or the milk.
This one is called side manchego.
If I compare the two, the texture of this cheese seems to be slightly different. This seems to be slightly creamier. That one seems to be more moussey.
And now on to the all-important taste test.
How do you figure out you can do this with sweat?
Bitterness at the back of the tongue.
But does it taste nice?
A cheese of character. It's got a real tang to it. Very easy to eat. I think probably this is the one I would put on a biscuit.
They remarkably
Why am I really intrigued to know what it tastes like?
Yeah, I think that they. This is a more sophisticated, it's a more integrated cheese. This is a bit sharper, a bit rawer, I would have said.
So, Matthew, you've had your cheese, you've had them with your biscuits. If you were to choose one of the 2 cheeses, which one would you choose?
Who the fuck's he gonna pick?
It's a tricky one, but if I was really pushed to it,
KSI?
Side manchego.
Side manchego, as you say.
With KSI the victor in the first ever
Damn, well, there
YouTuber
we
battle
go.
of the cheeses, I thought it was time to come clean to him and lay my curds on the table.
Hello, mate.
Sick, twisted individual. What's going on? Has he done this?
Have you seen the clip when I did it as well?
So casual.
You had no idea. I've got it right here. This is your cheese. I gave it to a food critic to see which cheese he preferred. And you won. You beat Jimmy.
Oh wow,
I taste nicer.
because I'm not healthy. What are you gonna do with the rest of it?
Mate, put it in the bin. I'm putting it straight in. It's going nowhere.
I'll do videos, man.
Surely you gotta sell that, I think. I think you got to.
JJ's a fan.
That is incredible. There we go. Apparently JJ tastes really nice. There we go. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you leave a like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Saturday,